Look around you. Everyone is heading towards failure, and you're next. Think about your cousins, friends, siblings, and neighbors. They're following the same path, the same habit, and the same routine. Your parents failed, and even their parents before them, and you're copying the exact same formula. Most men don't fall. They slide into the mindless habit of scrolling, partying, drinking, and avoiding hard decisions. And I'm not talking about most men. I'm talking about you. So many of them think they're living, but they're slowly dying at 25 and getting buried at 75. But let me share something with you from my life personally. When I was growing up, I'd see people talk about their problems and the reason why they take alcohol. They say alcohol helps them forget their problems, but only for them to wake up to the same problem the next day. And that's basically how people start to drown themselves in alcohol, trying to get away from the problems they created themselves. The thinking that has brought you so far and created some problems cannot be the same thinking with which you solve the same problems. There's a famous quote, "When you win, you party. But when you lose, you ponder, and all greatness comes from pondering." If you wake up in the morning feeling like you're behind, then chances are you're truly behind. The problems you're actually facing are not for you to drown in alcohol, but it's for you to sit down and ponder your way out of that problem. Sometimes your problems are only a wake-up call. It is the only way for God to signal to you that you need to come back to Him, that you need to pause and reflect for a moment, because the path you're taking is not the one He has for you. And most of the time, it doesn't matter how far you've walked in the wrong direction, as long as you always have the courage to turn back. Some of you are just repeating your parents' mistakes without you even noticing. There's a lot of you in school right now studying courses that you're unhappy with, but you're doing that because your parents want bragging rights. Your parents want to sit down with them friends and say something like, "Oh, my son, he's studying medicine in the university of whatever the case may be." Your parents were scared of risk, and so you inherited fear as a lifestyle. There are people that no matter the opportunity businesses will present to them, they're never ever going to start a business because they only want to deal with the certainty that at the end of the month, they're going to receive a certain amount of money as a salary. When I was 10 years old, my dad did something that made people call him crazy. And that was because he didn't want us to repeat the exact same mistakes that actually humbled him. At the time, when I was living in Jos, my dad took my other brother and I to a place in Jos around Township Stadium, just opposite Township School. And we were basically learning how to repair phones. I was barely 10. I was so small that my feet wouldn't even reach the floor. There was this special chair that had to be made for me and my brother to reach the table. But at the end of the day, that was actually the foundation the other skills I learned was built upon. And growing up even forward, I had this hustle in me, this fire that I can't just sit in one place and have people give me money. I always wanted to put myself out there and do something for myself. Your 20s are not for you to have fun. They're for separation. The man that you want to become today, tomorrow, or whenever does not show up by accident. And whilst your friends are busy partying and chasing girls and doing drugs, you're supposed to be using your 20s to build the life that you actually want. And trust me, there isn't an age limit or a time that is meant for someone to succeed. But most of the time, I feel so much pity when I see some people in their late 40s, 50s, and 60s doing some kind of hustle. And it starts to make me wonder, what the fuck were they doing in their 20s? Now, there's a lot of stuff I wish I knew earlier on in my 20s that I didn't realize until my late 20s, but it's never always late to start. You can always start right now, even whilst you're watching this video. Don't click away. Watch this video first. If you don't learn a skill, then you're basically choosing a slow death. Look around you. The same people that used to be doing some type of business you knew 10 years ago are not the same people in business. Maybe they ran out of clients or they just couldn't keep up. And the exact reason for that is that wealth creation methods change as time change. You need to keep up with where the world is actually heading to. When I lost my dad in 2022 and I traveled back to my state to bury him, I'm not trying to say I'm better than a lot of people that were there, but the same people I grew up with were still doing the same boring business. The friends I used to have before were still living life the same, but I wouldn't blame them. Sometimes you need to step out of your comfort zone. You need to meet with people that will give you a change of perspective, that will force you to have a paradigm shift. Skills basically saved me, and then comfort almost killed me. Look around you. A lot of you are in constant competition without you even knowing. You might think you have job security, but I'll tell you something. The amount of money you earn is in direct ratio to the need for what you do and how difficult it is to replace you. The more problems you're able to solve and the more unlikely for you to be replaced in the area of solving that problems, the more money you're likely going to make. And I'll give you an example. When I started learning how to edit videos and when I started offering video editing services to clients, the only thing that made me stand out was the fact that I conquered my fear and wandered into After Effects even when I didn't know what to do. But with time, I was able to stand out from other video editors and offer even more premium services to clients. Every time you relax, there's someone out there working that's trying to outcompete you. And you're not behind because you're unlucky. A lot of you are behind because you lack focus. Competition isn't actually toxic, it is fuel. A lot of you will watch this video until the end and just close it and do nothing. But the journey to becoming the man you want actually begins here. And it continues with you learning the top AI skills that will actually make you rich in 2026.